Pete Prisco from CBS Sports Power Rankings after the draft. So number 1 is the Chiefs, number 2 is the Eagles, number 3 is the Bills. He has the Browns checking in at number 14, so that's up 9 spots. And Prisco's rationale, if Deshaun Watson can revert to his old form, they will be a major factor in the division race. Looked bad last year, which has to be concerning. They have done a nice job adding to their roster through the draft and free agency. Just your thoughts on that rationale there.
Yeah, with limited resources, I really do think they did well. I always try to view things compared to expectation. And so knowing they cannot spend a ton, you have a lot of big contracts already on the roster, knowing they did not have a lot of draft picks, I think if you compare what they did to, the value they had coming in, they vastly exceeded it. So, yeah, if Watson does return, I know this isn't a gambling show, but the Browns are plus 350 to win the AFC North. I've mentioned that on our podcast is one of my favorite bets for division winner right now because the ceiling for this team is very, very high.
How important do you think the additions of not only Jim Schwartz but Bubba Ventrone, those were two areas they just underperformed a season ago, being special teams, Bubba Ventrone, special teams coach, Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator, and the defense just didn't do what was expected of it.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger one is Schwartz, no question, because the talent was there. They just grossly underperformed because defense, too, it's tough. You got the best defensive coordinator in the world, but if there isn't talent there, it's pretty hard to perform. And I think that's why it was more jarring how poor they were. Yes, they could have had more talent on the interior. Obviously, it's why they were so susceptible against the run. But I think they could have coached around that a little bit. Yeah, they had some injuries, but I still think they needed to be better than they were. And then special teams underrated the third phase. And Ventrone has a lot of fans from Indianapolis and elsewhere. A leader, a guy that players absolutely love, which also does certainly matter. Do not underestimate what good coaching can do offseason to offseason.